speaking, right? Okay, good evening to everyone, whoever has been putting it in the chat. Let me share my screen, guys. So, as it is a speaking based session completely, I want you guys to try speaking. Okay, the topics that we are going to discuss are completely speaking centric today. Okay, so today we are going to discuss a very important question where you will be speaking for 90 seconds. The type of question is same, but the way the question will be asked in the examination might differ. If you look at it, today we are going to discuss read then speak, which means there's a question that is given to you, okay, or there could be sequence of questions, like a question, then a follow-up question, then a follow-up question. So they are going to be visible on the screen for you. You have to read them and then you speak, okay. Then there's another kind of question where it is called listen then speak, which means there will be an audio which you have to play, and according to what you hear, you have to answer it again through speaking. You're gonna have two questions of that kind: listening to and speaking and reading one. Okay. For each question, you'll be given 90 seconds, right? And then there's another question which is called a speaking sample, which was there since a long time, but it was not evaluated earlier. But it has been uh, uh, decided that it will be evaluated from now on since this 2020-23. Okay, sorry, 2023. And this is one question. Overall, there are going to be 4 questions based on this particular type. Got it? So understand the importance of it. Try understanding the sequence which would help you to answer what kind of things that you should emphasis on, the kind of grammar that you should focus on, how can you work on it. Okay, come on guys, let's dive deeper now. So yeah, read and speak, listen and speak. Now, what are the types of speaking tasks usually we have in the examination? One was to describe the picture, which we have covered yesterday. And the other 3 kinds are something we are going to discuss today. One is 2 with written prompts, or 1 with written prompt and 2 with audio. It's going to depend with it is going to vary based on the paper, sometimes based on the person who sets up the question. Okay. And as you see here, all the 3 speaking tasks, these 3, should be answered in the same way because the questions are also of the same kind. It's just that uh, 2 of them could be in oral form, 1 could be in the written format. Okay, cool. See, if it is a written prompt, could you see here? Here you are initially given 20 seconds to read the question, and there are a series of questions. You see, it says prepare to speak for at least 30 seconds, but you will be given 90 seconds to speak. Okay, there is a question, there's a topic which says talk about a book you read recently, and based upon that topic, you're given some sequence of questions. Okay, some prompt questions. What was the title? What was it about? Okay, how did you first hear of this book? What did you like or dislike about it? Okay, so these are some of the follow-up questions that have been given to you based on the book. So after this 20 seconds, after you complete listening, sorry, after you complete reading this question, this 20 seconds, the record now button is gonna become green. Okay, it's gonna pop up. So you click on it, you will still continue to see the questions, but you have to start recording. Okay, now so see, once it is done, you have to play recording, and the 20 seconds is gone because your 90 seconds are starting now. You have to click on the record button and then you start listening. Okay, so before 30 seconds, before, even if you don't record 30 seconds of your audio, then you will not be able to click on the next. So minimum is 30 seconds, but you can always speak more. Now, oral prompt. Okay, what is oral prompt? As I told you, you will be given an audio to play, okay, to listen to the question. The question is in an audio format here. Here, you will not be able to see the question. So, but you will be given 3 chances to play the audio and try understanding the question. Okay, only after understanding you can try talking. Cool. Yeah. Now, some of the important points of the audio questions are, in this prompt, you have to listen to the audio clearly and answer accordingly. Okay. Because here in the audio questions, you have to focus on the listening exactly, because you have to give a relevant answer. You cannot deviate from your topic just because the question is not visible to you on the screen. Okay. And as I also told you, you can replay the question 3 times. Now, some of the very important tips are, always answer all the prompts. Okay, at least try answering something about a prompt. So, what do I mean by prompt? The 4 questions that I showed you earlier, each of them consider a prompt, which is prompting you to answer in a certain way. It is giving. Consider them as, some pinpoints which are helping you to talk a lot. Okay. Now, answer the questions and then expand on your answers. So as soon as there's a question like, do you like non-veg food? Okay, don't just say, no, I don't like it. Try elaborating it, such as, no, I don't like non-veg food because I tend to enjoy the flavors of veg a little more. So you're trying to elaborate your answer. Or you can also add, in my opinion, eating animals is something that I don't encourage. Okay, something like that. You're trying to elaborate by not just telling yes or no, but you're trying to give an opinion, but you're trying to give an elaboration, but you're also trying to give some examples. You can also give an example. If somebody asks me, okay, do you like non-veg? I say, no, I don't like non-veg because I have seen a lot of examples. I have seen a lot of people who have suffered heart stroke because they eat non-veg. This could be my opinion. It's just an example, right? Here, they're not gonna check what your thoughts are, but they're going to check what your grammar is, how you're trying to elaborate, how you're trying to talk about it. Okay. Now, another very important tip you should focus on is your transition words. So, what are transition words? How you are moving from one question to other question. Okay. One Because there are 4 questions. You should have a smooth transition from one question to another question. It should not seem like it's a sequence that you're following, right? So that we'll also discuss in the future. And there is something called look out for question triggers. We'll also discuss about it. What are question triggers and how you will be evaluated on them, how you can improve on them. Cool. Now let's get in. Okay. So as I told you, always answer all the prompts. So talking for 19 seconds with this prompts gets easier because you're given 4 questions. You just have to answer them and elaborate on them. Okay. You can easily go from question to question and answer them with detail. So you don't have to think much. Just read the prompt, answer it, and try elaborating it in whatever way possible. Now, answer the questions and then expand your answers. This is what I have been telling. Answer the questions and then expand your answers. So, how do you expand it? You can elaborate, or you can give your opinion, your personal opinion, or if nothing comes into your mind, just give an example. Okay. But make sure that you're relevant to the topic. Always try to give a simple answer, or you can also share your experience with it. Okay. Experience or an opinion or an elaboration or an example, anything. Just don't stop with your single answer, like, do you like reading books? No, I don't like reading books. That should not be your way of answering. Do you like reading books? It's like, no, I don't like reading books, but I'm a lot into listening to music. So even if you're answering it, you're trying to elaborate it, okay, by telling about your opinion, okay, what you are interested in. It doesn't have to be exactly about reading books, but there should be a connection. Okay, see, I don't like reading books, but I like listening to music. So you're talking about something you like here. Okay, so try confidently talking about this. You don't have to use hi-fi English or complicated English. You just have to use the right English, the decent English, the everyday spoken language, and you just have to speak it confidently. Okay, now next. An example is, okay, this I have shown you earlier, the same example I've taken. Talk about the book you read recently. Okay, what was the title about it? What was it about? How did you first hear of it? What did you like or dislike about it? So let's not answer these questions ourselves. Let's see an example how this goes by, and then we'll answer it. Okay. So what was the title? Look at the answer here, guys. A book that I've read recently was called Surely You Are Joking, Mr. Feynman, by the famous physicist Richard Feynman. Okay, so see, the answer is done here, right? What was the title? So the book that I've read recently was called this. The answer is done here, but look at the elaboration here. So this book is a collection of personal stories, both hilarious and thought-provoking, from Richard Feynman's life. So this is the elaboration which is explaining about. So elaborating what the book is about. Okay. See, that's how you try to elaborate. Now, what was the second prompt? What was it about? What was the book about? Now let's see how the elaboration happens here. This book is mainly about all the life lessons that Dr. Feynman learned in his amazing life. Till here, the answer is done. What is this book about? The book is about the life lessons that Dr. Feynman learned. Okay. But for instance, here we are trying to give some examples. Look at this. For instance, do things that you love as best as you can. Okay, this is one of the life lessons that Dr. Feynman uh, has learned in his life. Okay, and as this book is a collection of stories from his life rather than a novel, it doesn't really have a plot. Okay, each chapter covers one important part of his life, such as his time at university or the time he met Albert Einstein. So this is all just elaboration because he knows more about the book. He's trying to talk about it. But if you see, every time he's trying to talk about a point, okay, he's trying to give an example for it. For instance, to do things that you love as your best, or such as his time at university or the time he met Albert Einstein. Okay, so which, in my opinion, was the most fascinating chapter. You see how the author has written, which, in my opinion, was the most fascinating chapter. So here they have added, in my opinion. That's how you try to elaborate. Add your opinions wherever possible. Okay, add examples wherever possible. Just make sure that your answer is simple and then try elaborating on it. Your real answer might not be this huge, but it has to contain something like a small answer, then expand on it with some elaboration, some explanation, then add an example onto it, throw an opinion of yours onto it. Okay, cool. Now, what are some transition words? How smoothly can you go from one question to another question? Okay, imagine we have done second question. Now, once we are done about talking about the book, turning to the next question is something, a phrase that I would like, because the question is displayed on the screen, right? I have to turning to the next question. What was the next question about? Next question is about how did you first hear of it? Okay, so moving on to the next question, I heard about this book like this. Okay, or as for question three, or thirdly, the because the first question is first one, second question has the second answer. Thirdly, I heard about this book on this day, or to give more information about the third question, to give more information about the book, and you directly answer the third question. Okay, what's more, furthermore, moreover, or if you want to complete a question, in the end, you can always use a word called finally. Okay, and if you forgot to mention something in while talking about it, you can use this phrase. One more thing I would like to talk about and add something so that you can add few more seconds to your speaking session. You can always do all this through your transition words. Okay, this is something very important that you should use in your speaking to have a smooth transition from one sentence to another sentence. Cool. Now let's go. Now, as I told you, we'll be discussing about question triggers. So this is something very important, guys. What are question triggers? Okay. So question triggers are nothing but they have a particular kind of answering to it, particular specific grammar structure that these questions expect out of you. Let's just look at it. Okay. See, how did you first hear of this book? So this is a past based question, right? You heard about the book in the past, right? So this answer is expecting you to give the answer also in the past tense, right? Okay. Will you read a similar book? This question is about the future. So you are predicting your future. You're trying to tell something about your future here. Okay. And this question is about how long have you been doing this? Okay. So this is past continuous. This question is expecting you to give a past continuous answer. Would you recommend this book? Okay, and why do you like this kind of book? So there is a certain kind of answering is required in a specific grammar structure based on the question type. Here, a lot of your grammar will be evaluated. Just tell me, if you ask me, how did you first hear of this book, and I answer, I will hear this book, I will hear this book, which is telling that it is about future, right? I'll hear this book is future. It is not matching the question. Only if I say I heard about this book last week, I heard, the past tense is the correct way of answering this. Let's see few more examples, dig deeper. I want you to understand this very well. Okay, look at this. How did you first hear of this book? So this is clearly past tense. So what are they trying to tell us? In past tense, you have to always try to answer in post simple or past continuous sense, or in past perfect, or you can use I would or I used to. So let's see the example here. See, how did you first hear of it? So the first time I heard of this book, look at this. I heard of this book was on a podcast where two people were talking. This is past continuous here, guys, again. Two people were talking about the most influential books that they have ever read. Okay. Even though I hadn't heard of Dr. Femin then, the way they talked about him was amazing. So as soon as I finished listening to the podcast, I went straight to the bookstore to buy book. You see, everything is in the past tense. Okay. Sometimes it's post simple, or sometimes it's past continuous. Okay. So based, sometimes it's past perfect. I hadn't heard and everything, right? So based on the question and the grammar in it, you have to mold your what sentence accordingly. Now, look at this question. Will you read a similar book? Okay, this is a question based on future. Now, what can be the answer have? Okay, will you read a similar book? I will read a similar book, right? I am going to read a similar book. You can also tell I am going to. I am going to is a present continuous tense. Okay, uh, or future perfect will be I will, right? Future continuous is it. Okay, so yeah. Present continuous is I am reading a similar book. Future continuous, I will be reading a similar book. So you have to understand the differences between each kind of words and grammar to answer it correctly. Now, how long have you been doing something? Now, look at this. How long have you been doing something? So, you have to try this kind of question. This is a perfect tense, and you have to try answering in present perfect continuous. This is an ongoing question, right? An action that started in the past, but it is still continuing. Now, so look at this type of questions that you might come across, which is called, would you recommend this book? Okay. This is a hypothetical question. Yes, I would. Okay. If this happens, I will. Okay. So you have to give your opinions here. You have to give it hypothetical. Okay. Now, look at these questions. Why do you like this kind of book? This is an opinion. Why did you like, or what did you like or dislike about this book? This is also your opinion. See, I might say I like this book a lot. In my opinion, this is one of the best books for self-motivation. Okay, so here I'm trying to tell I like it or not. I'm also telling in my opinion. Okay, or from my point of view, this book is good for waking up early in the morning. Okay, so these are some kind of questions which are trying to have an opinion of yours, and you should give the right kind of word there. So let's try solving this now. I want you guys to give a try talking now on these cases. Okay, this is your practice question. Talk about a gift that you gave someone recently. Okay, let's go one after the other. Let's answer one after the other. So the way I want you guys to answer is, first just answer what it is, what was it. Okay, then elaborate on it, elaborate or expand, and try giving an example to it. Okay, uh, then try throwing an opinion to it. All of this in for each question, let's try answering it in that way. Put wire your mind to think in such a way that you will give a simple answer, then you will elaborate or expand, or you will try to give an example, or you will try to add an opinion. Okay, you don't have to do all the three, but try doing at least two of them, of three. Okay, who wants to try this? I want one of you to raise hands and try talking. Come on, guys. Uh, yes, Bharati. Come on.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Very
First, what was it? It was a dry fruit packet. It's kind of a gift box filled up with all the different types of dry fruit. And I gave it because my mom started exercising and she little converted herself to be a little fitness freak. So I want her to get the energy and work more harder. She started walking as well, so I want her to get boosted up by seeing that I'm showing interest. I'm very happy for her to start something healthy life. So because of that reason I have gifted her like a set of dry fruits, and she was very happy. Should I answer the next question also?
Yes, you have
Yes, you have
answered that
answered that
to
to
your
your
mom.
mom. Yeah, yeah, I have given it to mom. And why did you give it to that person? Because to make her motivated and feel that even we are very happy with her decision, and she should work more harder. People always think that age is a big number. You have to calm down yourself and say, but she's 50 plus, and I want her to live her life no matter what the age is. Just go it. If you want it, you can do it. It's not a big thing. Because of that intention, I have pushed her by giving that. And I was very happy. I felt very happy. She was like, because it's been only 2 months I got my salary. I gifted her. She got emotional and she told me one thing, that when you were at hostel, I used to get you fruits and dry fruits to boost up your energy, and you are getting me now. So this kind of statement she have given, I felt good.
That's
That's
amazing,
amazing.
Bharati. Can you mute yourself, Bharati? Yeah. That's amazing, Bharati. It's an amazing answer. I hope it's a true experience of yours. That's how it sounded. But yeah, the way you have answered, I think you've spoken for almost all the 90 seconds. You tried answering each and every question, and the way you have explained, elaborated on each question, uh, this is amazing. Okay, you tried giving examples. You even tried throwing in some sentences such as, you know, age is just a number, and how you have tried, how did you elaborate on this, how it made you feel. It's an amazing way. Okay, the way you told that, you had an example telling your mom used to get you dry fruits when you were in hostel, and now you are gifting it back. So guys, if you can see the way she has answered each part of it, making, I know that she has taken all of us through a journey through speaking, right? So that's how speaking should be, like a storytelling. And when you're answering to it, get lost in it. Like, try giving an answer and elaborate on it and elaborate on it. Okay. So if I have to, I don't have anything to suggest her, but if I have to suggest, I would say moving on to the next question is something like, the sentence transformation from one question to other question. That's what I would like to suggest, where you can say, moving on to the next question, how gifting my mom this gift made me feel. It made me feel amazing. So that transition words you could have used, otherwise it is great. That's a really good answer, guys. Being able to talk with 90 seconds throughout is amazing. Okay. Now let's go on and try. Anybody else wants to give a try on the same question, or I'll be moving on to the next one, guys. Quickly answer, because when you speak, you'll get the confidence, and I'll be able to correct you guys. Come on, Anusha, you want to give a try? Okay. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's read a demo answer too. Okay, I recently gave my younger brother a book as a graduation gift. The book is titled How to Own the World, and it's on the topic of personal finance and investing. The reason I gave this to my younger brother is because it's a book that I wish I had read earlier in my life. Look at the elaboration, guys, the examples. The book simply guides you on the best and safest ways to invest your money. And one of the key points is to start investing as early as possible. That's why I gifted this book to my younger brother, and he's only 21 years old and just about to start his first job. Okay, moving on to the next question. To be honest, I felt quite proud to have been able to share this book with my brother because I honestly think it will improve his life, financially speaking, which of course is really important. And I also felt a little bit jealous. He's about 10 years younger than I am, and I wish I could go back in time and read this book and start investing my money sensibly at 21 years old. So, yeah, that's a gift that I have given to someone recent. So did you look at this story, guys? Even here you had a whole journey of yours, right? So that's how you answer. Now let's go on to the next question. Okay. Describe something you do to forget about work or study. What is this activity? How often do you do it? And how does it help you forget? Come on, who wants to give a try? Aditya, you want to give a try? Okay. Come on, guys. Let's try answering. Come on, guys. Sanya, you want to try?
Sure, I will.
Yes. Come on.
Okay, just a second. Okay, so um, I would like to talk about drawing, which has been my hobby since I was in class 8. And this is something I do to forget about my work or study. And I spend my time on weekends by drawing whatever I like. Sometimes I also draw picture by the river. I like drawing picture of nature, wildlife, and so on, as these pictures provide me joy and helps in forgetting about my study and work.
Good. Okay. So, Sanya, that's an amazing way of answering it because you have gone one after the other and you read the questions and you move forward. So, but the only point that was missing was the transition statements. Like, you expand on the question and then add a transformation sentence, like transition sentence, like moving on to the next question, or secondly, uh, how often do I do it? I do it multiple times a week, or I do it when I stress. I do it twice a week. Okay. Thirdly, it does help me. So adding these points makes it look interesting because you are making a mental note for the other person to remember, right? So otherwise, it's an see. That's an ideal answer, guys. She has covered the whole answer in 30 seconds. She spoke about everything. And she even gave examples like I usually sometimes draw a face, or sometimes I even draw about the nature. It does help me forget about study and stress and everything. Okay, so this is a way of answering, but I would like a little more expansion. Try speaking for at least 45 seconds if you're confident with your English, because the more evaluation, the better it is. The system can evaluate you more and you'll be scored better. Okay. Anybody else wants to give a try, guys? Ganashri, you want to try? Grishma, do you want to try? Okay. Let's look at this answer, guys. A demo answer of this is I'd like to talk about horse riding, which has been my hobby since I was around 10 years old. I'm actually the joint owner of a horse with two of my friends, and we take turns looking after him, cleaning the stable, and so on. Look at this, guys. This person gave all these answers just for what is the activity question. He's just elaborating on it, like who is the owner of it, how they take care of him. Okay, how often do you do it? Okay, I don't have a part-time job, so I spend most of my weekends at the stable. Taking care of a horse is quite dirty business, so it's obviously very different from studying at college. That means I can forget about my classes during the week when I'm in stable on the weekend. So indirectly or directly, this person has told that he does it every weekend, mostly over the weekends, right? And look at the explanation that this person tried to put in. Taking care of the horse is a dirty business. It's very different, okay? And this helps me forget all the class times because I'll be at the stable on the weekend. Now, how does it help you to forget? There's quite a large field next to this table, and I just get a wonderful sense of freedom when I'm riding around on my horse. College seems a million miles away when I'm riding. Do I think other people would enjoy horse riding? Yes, absolutely. I think everyone should give it a try. See, the way this particular answer has a question within an answer. Okay, so this person has self questioned him while talking. Do I think other people would enjoy horse riding? Yes, absolutely, they do. I think everyone should give it a try. Horses are absolutely wonderful animals. They're very gentle and intelligent. If you ever have the chance to ride a horse, you should definitely give it a try. So it is your innovation how you can try answering. Okay, you can hear there's just another way of answering where this person has self-posed a question and tried answering it again. Okay, last practice question, guys. Whoever wants to try, you can give a try, and then we'll be winding up the session. Okay, talk about some of the eating customs in your country. Is it important to eat with other people like your family? Okay, come on. Anybody wants to give a try? Vinay Kumar, Anusha, Sai Teja, Sai Ram. I see that you guys have gone completely silent during the speaking sessions. Speaking is really important. You should be confident in this. I was expecting you guys to talk. It's okay, but try practicing the sessions, guys. Cool. So I will be moving on to the answer of this. Look, okay. Grishma wants to talk. Grishma, can you please try talking about this? We welcome you, Grishma. Come on.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
So, in basically in India, people prefer in socializing in various regions. So,
Okay.
the basic customs that we follow is first we wash our hands before dining, and then we eat with our fingers, and we use minimal of cutlery. And
Okay.
so, the difference between us and other countries is basically we use our fingers and hands. Okay,
Okay.
and how important is it we eating with others is it is for mostly socializing. And there is also saying that the family that eats together stays together and all in Indian families, right? So I prefer like the team that eats together will also stays together. So it helps in socializing and helps in having each other's back. Okay, thank you.
Cool. Great, Grishma. So I really like how you have thrown some examples like, some proverbs. Guys, this is also another way of answering how she has thrown some proverbs into the sentences, such as a family that eats together stays together. Okay. So the way you expand, elaborate, the way she has transitioned from the first question to the second question, like how important it is to eat with other people, it is very important. So you're trying to add the part of the question, the prompt into the sentence, and then answering it is a really nice way of doing it, guys. Okay, so yes, Grishma, I really like the customs that we follow, the way we make sure that we eat with our hands, sit down with our families, and make sure that we share all our how did our day go, how are the everybody's day in the family. So yeah, we do it for socializing, and great, Grishma. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's look at the answer, guys. Another demo answer so that we can have a relevancy. So, well, to be honest, in my country, it's not that important to have a meal together with your family. If they are outside or working, then you usually have a meal by yourself. It's not important to wait for someone to begin eating. That being said, if all family members are at home, then we normally prefer to eat together. In the UK, where I live now, the only eating custom that I'm aware of is having a family lunch on Sundays. Usually, we all get together at someone's house or the local pub and enjoy a nice big lunch with meat, vegetables, and gravy. However, sadly, this custom is not as popular with younger people nowadays. I hope this custom remains because I really love going to the pub with my family for Sunday lunch. Guys, cool? So yeah, the way here the student has tried to mention that this is not much relevant in the latest generations, and how she sadly misses that this is not happening nowadays, and this custom should remain. So the opinions, the if you see here, not only she's sharing about her opinion, she's sharing about her experiences, her feelings. So these questions, when they are about you, try putting in as many opinions of yours as possible, as many elaborations, how you can elaborate with as many examples as possible. You can put in proverbs, you can self question yourself and talk about it to elaborate the answer. There are multiple ways of answering, but make sure that you answer each and every prompt. You talk about all the questions given to you and try answering as much as possible. Cool. Okay, guys. So with this, we wind up our speaking session, speaking practice. Tomorrow we'll have a practice session of all the topics that we have discussed this week. Okay. So if you have followed through the speaking and reading questions this week, this session should give you some confidence about how to go forward with your speaking questions. Because today's questions, the way we are supposed to answer, you will be having three questions of this kind. Okay, which will be testing similar speaking skills of yours. So I hope you all got an idea about how you can speak in the examination, right? I am winding up this class right now. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Guys, any questions? Nobody? Okay, cool. Sanya, can you please take over?